Keji, so start.
Yes, please start. It's just got swimming now.
Yeah.
Please go ahead.
Good evening, masters. It is a wonderful journey for me to be a part of this group so far, and I feel humbled and honored to be in this group to continue with Gudakesha for so long. This is my first Gudakesha thing. Um, Basically, I want to give my brief introduction about my spiritual journey. So I didn't get an opportunity to share that with with the group. So this is the first time I am just able to convey my thoughts, and then I will go on to the topic. So my meditation journey started in 2013. Actually, that is roughly that time where I was having too much work stress, and I'm basically a physiotherapist. So my journey was bit ups and downs. I came from a mediocre middle class family, and then came up, and this overseas journey started in the last 10, say 12 years. And then my life has I have really grown up after that. So, but other part of my life is like very stressful journey I faced when I was in Abu Dhabi. And that time I was having a lot of food allergies and my health issues, everything came into play. So, and then I started, there was too much of questions coming into my mind, too many thoughts, and I was just asking, what is the purpose of life? Who am I? Questions start coming into my mind, and I was feeling very restless and agitated most of the time. So then I was searching a lot of, I used to read a lot, and did a lot of studies and post graduation research, PhD, and other things. But still, the quest for knowledge was not stopping. So I was for all the scientific evidences about meditation and other things. So I went in through a lot of literatures and other things. So I to keep myself, what is the meaning of this life? Why I am so stressful? Then I came into the how meditation plays a very important role in the life. So then, through Art of Living, I learned the first initial techniques about meditation. I learned Kriya and other things. I went to advanced meditation programs. So, and then I practiced sincerely meditation for 3, 4 years continuously, and then on and off meditation. And meditation is always my tool. So I never give up meditation. So whenever I feel the days which I'm not meditating, I know that I'm inviting trouble. So because the mind is getting cluttered so quickly, and to declutter the mind, the only tool again is meditation. So I know that. So I got a strong skill in my kitty bag. So I always feel that. So even if my life is trouble, so I can always come to myself, inner self, and that is always I feel that meditation is so powerful. And then yes, so and after that, my journey in my life is uh, even though I feel a lot of fluctuations in my life, but it is sailed through. So in the last 10 years or so, I am feeling like I can handle any amount of stress, and if my situations, even if it goes ups and downs, I'm able to manage. And so off late, I had a lot of stresses, and then yeah. So I came to know Prabodh Master this year, actually, this year in the beginning, through my sister-in-law, Premalata ji, and she lives in Reading. So through that, and I came to know Prabodh's Master, did some camp that in Leicester meditation session. That was a very wonderful session. And after that, I was going to another session as well in working Wolverhampton, and that session was very fruitful session. So once so there was talk on Gudakesha. So that was the first time I was hearing the term Gudakesha, which is a night meditation, and it was like I was searching for something like people were telling about vipassana, which is a long-term meditation. So, but I never tried. My maximum capacity of meditation duration is 1 hour. So I was like wary about myself, whether I could sit for the whole night. So it was very challenging. I was like in a very much reluctant initially whether to go through or stuff. But I was bit so sitting is the first criteria, which is very important. So I thought like so what like sitting is the first concept. So I know that there is great scientific science behind this night meditation. Uh, so uh, so the my goal is want to go very gradually, slowly, and want to finish like so the one mandala, that 41 days where without lying down try to be sitting as much as I can, so which I am doing at the moment, like last 30 days or whatever days. So I didn't count at all, so it becomes an habit now. So I'm just doing it, and my family is helping everything, and it is very cooperative. So far it is a smooth journey. So that is my travel so far. So it is a wonderful journey so far, and I hope the spiritual journey continues for me, and for everyone as well. So I hope I listen to the people who share their experience, and it was a wonderful experience how their spiritual journey is. So likewise, my spiritual journey is also sailing through smoothly. So taking one at a time. Uh, yes, I feel very calm and relaxed. It's during my work and time and other things. Yeah, so it is a very nice experience, which I want to. Yeah, so that is my introduction. So coming to the topic about this the topic Ashtavakra Gita, I will touch upon a little bit, which is, and then I'll try to connect that with the Prabodh Master's wisdom as well, and connect. Then I'll talk about anger management as well. So it also all a lot of interconnections are there. Uh, Ashtavakra Gita is something like a very fascinating knowledge, which I listened to 3 times. So it's a spiritual quest. It is like how Bhagavad Gita in Hindu religion, how Krishna gave uh, that spiritual knowledge to Arjuna, and that is for everyone. So the same about the limbs of 4 yogas, karma yoga, and jnana yoga, Raja Yoga. So all the limbs of yoga being explained in Bhagavad Gita. So same like that, which is being told in a way, in a different way by in Ashtavakra Gita. It's like a song, but it happened with King Janaka. That King Janaka was having. He's a very big king, and he has so much of uh, uh, wealth and amazed, and he's a very good king and spiritual as well. What happened one day is he had a lot of vivid dreams and lucid dreams, and in the dream he become like a pauper, like he lost everything, he becomes like a beggar, and just he's not even getting any food to eat. So he has just one chapati, something like that. So he was having, and that too, one bird was just snatched, and he was so hungry he couldn't able to eat anything, and he was literally dying. So suddenly he wake up, and he was in the palace, and he was thinking why I got that much of dream where I lost everything and I was suffering, why that suffering happened in my dream and that thing. So he was asking that question to in his ministry and everything, every people. He couldn't get the answer what he wants. And finally, he went to some place where he find a person who was having deformities. Like Ashtavakra means there is 8 knots. Like there will be like a person who is disfigured, who has limbs been like there will be 8 knots, and is so much look in a way that is not a normal shape. Yeah. So that person was talking, and he was talking in the high knowledge. And then Janaka asked him, I want all the questions to be answered. So he gave him an honorable place. He brought him to the palace, and there was a conversation happening between King Janaka and Ashtavakra. So, and that is how it is all developed. And the conversation happened, and so much of things were happening in the conversation. I want to put it in a nutshell, like what this thing happened is, it is how something like the bliss and the enlightenment. He was just thinking like we are not the doers, and you are not the doer. Like he is telling the King Janaka, you are not the doer. So it is applicable to everyone. Like, so there is a power, there is a divinity which directs us. So like that, like that, the conversation goes off like that. So at every stage, he was clearing all the doubts one by one. And so it is the purity that of the heart, that oneness of the heart that is being explained by Ashtavakra. That is the oneness, like what he says is, so we how to dissolve, like how to dissolve the ego, because King Janaka has the ego in his, like he has just having that cloth of being an emperor on his head. So that didn't allow him to relax. And what Ashtavakra was explaining is, so he was just explaining, it is your role only, but you are literally one with the existence. And he was just telling step by step. So it is very difficult to explain everything. It runs through chapters, chapter by chapter, and it is slowly, all the knots being released, all the questions being answered. It is a wonderful knowledge. And finally, he says one important point is move spontaneously. Like life is full of um, things happening as it goes. The situation keeps going one after another, and you have to move happily and spontaneously. So this is the only point which is the final point of that. So it has so many knowledge and this thing, but what I want to summarize here is uh, in that beautiful knowledge, what is revealed is, and what I took as a takeaway point is every moment you shouldn't like all this been told, like don't worry about the past, don't be anxious about the future, your present moment, and be happy and move spontaneously. Yeah, so that is the thing, what it is important, and you repose into yourself, which is important, and be centered, all these things. So Niranjano, they say Niranjano, so that is be centered and move happily. And those are the very golden points of that extract of that wonderful knowledge about Ashtavakra Gita. Yeah, and that Prabodh Master is what is emphasizing about the bliss and about the happiness. Yeah, so where through is techniques and through the knowledge and wisdom, where saying the heightened bliss is important. So coming to this anger management, what I found that is like, can we have a small question answer thing? Is that okay? Uh, yeah, so you can share why, what is anger and why, what happens to our body when we have anger. Mm.
There is something we decide something the way it wants to go, but it didn't go that way. It goes some other way, and because of that, the mind gets cranky. That will convert as an anger, and when anger happens, kidney will get. Unnecessary chemical will produce in the body, which affects all parts of our body, like kidney
Mm.
and various other bodies. So this is what I know about anger, all those things.
Yeah. Thank you, Karthikeyanji. Anybody else want to share anything?
Namaste, Magesh. This is Madhvi.
Yeah.
What I think is we expect something from the other people, so we don't get that response. We feel immediately anger on them.
Yeah.
So when we get anger, we lose our peace and happiness and everything. So that's in my experience.
Yeah.
Thank you.
That is, yeah. Yes.
Magesh, I believe anger upsets our chemistry. It causes an imbalance, and we lose that moment. We're not fully in control when that happens.
Yeah, exactly, sir. Thank you.
I think we have a couple of answers from Lavanya ji as well on the chat. In physical way, blood pressure raises and the control is lost.
Yeah, that's right. So blood pressure rises, lost control, lot of bad hormones releases, which damages the body. Exactly. Yeah,
Okay.
actually, the main point of anger is like anger is just one of the strongest emotion that the human body, like a human being expresses. Even not only human being, any animals. So even nature exhibits anger. So anger is a one which we all. It is there in all the living beings and in the universe in a different way. It expresses. So in our body, what happens is, so there is an underlying desire. That is main, the underlying desire is the root cause of anger. So we are expecting some perfection, even in a work life, like when we are expecting when our subordinates and our colleagues or like this thing. So when we expect some discipline, some orderliness, what will happen is we are aiming for perfection. When we aim for perfection, and anger when something falls out of perfection, so naturally we people get anger. So is it anger is a negative emotion? Yes, it is a strong negative emotion, because if it is sustained over a period of time, if we retain and if we keep it for within ourselves for a long period of time, anger is going to cause all the mental health problems and stuff. So that is why what we have to be careful is how to control this or manage the anger. That is what Prabodh Master also giving in his video about golden tips to control manage anger, which I will talk in a minute, sometime. So main thing is anger should be used as a tool. It can't be it we can't eradicate anger. We need to have anger, but anger should be there, should should be like, if we draw a line on a water, so the line will stay for a few seconds. So something like that, anger should be there for us. This thing, like people will say, like sparing the rod spoil the child, like that, right? So we can't, unless we, that doesn't mean that we have to beat a child or something. So it is something like we are trying to, like, if the child is going to touch a hard object, we are going to tell, oh, don't touch that, because it is going, so we are going to raise the voice. So the anger is in small amount, in a way, in a short thing, in a short context, it is okay. But if we keep the anger and the resentment or something grudges on our internal heart, that is causing the problem. So that is causing the problem, and that will cause more a bit of a jealousy or all those sort of things. It gives a bit of a negative uh, picture, and it is not it is an unpleasant sensation. It is an unpleasant sensation over a period of time. So people keeping it in the heart and not letting it go. So letting it go is important. So whatever this thing, so we have about other people, some people for no reasons they keep their relationship in a negative way, and they don't come out of that. So that is all because of the anger which is not being released. So even Prabhupada Master is referring about the prison and the crime people, like they commit sins. Uh, like if we interview them, most of them, 70% of the people, like people, they were not aware about their about the killings. Like that is a very impulsive behavior. It happened. So impulsive, it happened momentarily. Say they lost the control, and some bodily movement happened, and the crime happened. So it is just that one particular time, if they control, they are regretting after that, right? So they're regretting because they are thinking that they were not their own self at that particular time. They're losing the control, and they have lost the control, and they are doing that mistake. So it is important for us, like how to control anger and other things. And another important thing is what happened to our body physiology. Even Prabhupada Master explains that, right? So we have boiling, our body is boiling because we get our heartbeat. So you feel palpitations, have you heard of palpitations? Like, palpitations, if you are getting anger, like you are loved up, you feel that this thing. And also you can see your breathing goes up and down, like faster breathing. And so that is why he is giving one important technique. He is telling that observe your bodily sensation. And like you can even feel the pulse all over the body on different places, over the thumb, over the pulse, on the wrist, even on the neck side. So you can feel the pulses are going up. Even that simple awareness that what is happening changes, that will calm down to some extent. So what is happening in our body during the time of anger? So that will reduce, calm down our anger to some extent. So he gives say, understanding the physiology, and he gives those tips as well. And another thing is we have to keep, like, how to control this anger is, it is basically we have to keep that happiness index. So happiness index, he talks about neutral and positive and negative. So negative frequency, we have a 0, minus 50, minus 100, and upper there is a plus 100, like that. So more the upper frequency we have, we are having, will have that anger is very less. So when you have a positive frequency, when you have a higher frequencies, so that is why when we have in a higher frequency, when we go in that state, our connectivity with others will be much uniform. Like you will have that compassion. So the compassion is the spreading of love and being one with others. So that will create an upliftment. So this is one of the technique where you overcome the anger as well. So being one with others and this thing. So how to practice that, right? So in summary, what we can say is anger is it creates uneasiness in the body. So, and it is need to be there to the time for that required level, but not anything in excess. And if it is continued for longer period of time, it becomes a disease. So that is why we need to be control our angers for a long period of time, not keeping grudges or carrying things too much with us. So for which meditation is very wonderful technique. So it's a thing like when we do regular meditations and this thing, so it will calm down ourselves. And even if we face any unpleasant situations, challenging situations, we can handle in an effective way. And yeah, so and also this Prabodh Masters, this 1 minute meditation, 3 minute meditation, 5 minute meditations. Those things are very important, very useful techniques. And taking deep breathing exercises, doing at regular intervals, so that all controls our anger. So it is always. I feel even in my office, like even if there is any hot discussions, or if there is too much of conflicts are going on, it is better to just be neutral or being indifferent to the thing. And just I try to de-escalate the problem rather than to escalate the problem, and just take a, sometimes you have to move away from the scene and try to get deep breathing to protect your mind as well. But at the same time, you have to be confident as well to manage that situation. And so, yeah, uh, I hope I covered most of the points. If you have any questions, please ask.
Thank you so much, Magesh. It was like a wonderful sharing because we haven't heard from you at all. It's like the first
Thank you.
interaction itself. It's so amazing. A lot of information. I think for most of us, About the Ashtavakra Gita, you mentioned that is, some of us might not have heard about it, something very informative, and also the way you connected with Master, because Master always says to be happy in the higher frequencies.
Yeah, that is
Assuming
amazing.
acceptance is a zero frequency, he always advises us to be on the higher frequencies. Amazing joy and gratitude.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Yeah, thank you so much for sharing all your experiences. It's so heartfelt to see you from the heart. We can feel that. Yeah, I remember seeing you. I think at the Wolverhampton. It was so nice seeing you again.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Any reflections, friends? Please feel free to ask any questions, or if you have any comments, please ask Magesh. He's kindly given a lot of information and shared his knowledge with us.
Nicely delivered. That was great. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Sandesh. Thank you.
That was lovely. Yeah. I think Kamajiji is also thanking you on the chat, actually. It's actually a sensitive topic. I mean, we all take it for granted, but after coming to Gudakesha, especially, we value all the emotions. I mean, like, especially, it's like happiness. It's like whatever, every word what you said, like the 1 minute meditations, deep breathing, everything helps us to be conscious of our breath, our actions. So, yes, definitely. Even though we have the topic is anger, we're trying to keep that away and be in a happy state. At the end of
That
it, the
is
gist is that thing actually. So thank you
uh,
so much for really appreciate all your efforts and sharing your wisdom with us. Thank you so much, Magesh.
thank you. Thank
Sorry,
you.
Magesh, can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Do you have any tips? Quickly, we come to the normal when we get angry.
Any tips?
Yeah.
Actually, the deep breathing exercise is one of the thing. Like when we do deep breathing, and one they say is like, I learned one technique where, like, if we even go to some private place, uh, anything, even restroom or anything, and just taking a deep breath and blow it out the hair forcefully. So if you have a like um, having a too much of heightened conversation or something with somebody, and if you want to get the thing is you have to get away and take a deep breath and blow the air out, or even just you can yeah, just to give some body shakes. Even Pramod Master says like that, like, so you give like a body shakes, like say uh, like Bastrika, they say Bastrika, some movements, even a forceful movements like that, just to give them forceful movements of our body and blow, take a deep like that, just blow the hair forcefully couple of times, and that bring out a lot of energy and negative energy out of the body, and that calms down a bit. Yeah, so those things, and yeah, so if you have a getaway from the scene and probably doing 1 minute, 2 minute meditation, definitely will bring you calm down for that situation. And your perspective will be, once your physiology comes to normal, your perspective to the problem or to the situation is totally different. And because the thing is, even Prabal Master's video also, one person asked this question. He's telling that first you have to be calm and cool to, even if the situation is very tough, but you have to be calm and cool to make any suggestion or any decision to make. So that is very, very important. So for that, there are many techniques. What I am mentioned is very few, but there are many techniques to come out of that. So this thing. So even others also can share anything if they come across out any difficult situation, like how to handle those type of situation.
Thank you, Magesh, for that answer. And sometimes we forget the time, and we will normally, but when we remember that situation, we get angry. So, how can we take from mind level?
Mind level is like it is again different, Madhviji. Actually, it is like what we have something. Our mind is having some samskaras. So we have a lot of samskaras in our mind, which is have to be like we have certain things like it is. They say even karmic expressions, impressions. That karmic impressions sometimes it is very difficult. People who are like having angry and they have their own way of expressions and all those things. So this karmic expressions and other things will go over a period of time and doing lot of sadhana. So when we do lot of sadhana and only these expressions will go erase slowly one by one. And it takes for some people it will happen within their lifetime. Some people it may take longer time. But so the only technique is doing more sadhana. We will come out of this what to call it will not record. So once it is like karmic expression is like we are holding that grudges and it will stay on for a period. So a lot of periods. So there's some it happens in most of the like I can see some in some families people are like having that grudges. They don't talk for years together like relationships that is there. But it is all at the end of the day. It is that's what I heard one knowledge called that unforthable the ways the karma act like the karma you can't it is unforthable the meaning is something you can't describe the way the karma acts, so you have to accept it finally. But the only solution is sadhana. You have to do lots of sadhanas.
Thank you, Magesh.
Just to add on to that, Madhuri, from my perspective, apart from karmic, right? So karmic anger is different. What Magesh ji explained, but there are other angers which we get most of the time in the days, right? So that's because something we are not accepting the way it is. So something happened and our mind wants to happen the other way and we didn't accept the truth which is already happened. So that triggers anger. So as Prabodh Master says, if you are aware, then we accept it, then we will see what we can do next. If you don't accept that thing or that situation, then our mind will go crazy and start anger. I mean, getting anger on that person or anger on that situation or whatever it is. And there is one more thing which I learned is anger is something, an emotion which is already passed away. And we hold on to that and we will get anger. So if you notice anger next time, that emotion will tell a few minutes before you become anger. You know that anger emotion came to you first and it was almost crossed, but you are hanging to that and getting anger. I don't know how far I explained, but usually anger is an emotion which already came and passed. So you know that you are angry before you express that out.
For me is and another thing to take away is your daily life, for example. At work, I'll give you an example. It's response or reaction that can diffuse. A little bit of empathy being brought into your mind also helps. For example, an email. Just quickly firing off an email without taking a deep breath, double checking, reading it again. You could quite easily provoke the anger and make the situation worse. So I like the idea: step back, take a deep breath, understand it, go back to it, and respond rather than just react. That seems to help.
Exactly. That's a good point, actually. Instead of reacting and responding is more important.
Thank you, friends. Thank you so much. It's a very important discussion, useful discussion for all of us. That's one of the mastery over emotions. Sir says, right? The first interaction with Sir. I remember, like, we have to get mastery over our emotions. So I being able to accept anything and always be on the frequencies above acceptance. It comes with practice, sadhana, and sadhana, and being in a similar, being aware in whatever action you do. Don't react, respond. Like, I mean, what are you saying? Like, the word, exactly that word. Don't react, just respond quietly. Think, be aware of our actions, basically. It's a very useful.
He tells even in one of the last thing, like he says to contemplate on that, reflect on it, and see, get a solution. You will get a solution, and then you master over that anger. And the ultimate aim is if you keep your enlightenment and 100% happy, being 100% happy. So that is our goal.
That is 100%. Yeah. Thanks, Magesh. It's an amazing session. Thank you so much for all the efforts. Yeah. Sir says, unknowingly, we feel love for 11 times in a day. We're all in that frequency. Enlightened. I've started practicing this, and my kid is like, "Mommy, what is happening?" So it's just there is this. I don't think we need a special reason to laugh. Just or smile at something. So it's always good to be in the frequencies, and I'm so happy that we are all here in this path under the guidance of Master. Thank you so much, Magesh. So any other reflections, friends, before we move on? Yeah. Thank you so much, Magesh. Really appreciate your time, and we would like to hear more from you on your experiences and stuff. But however, if we can say, like, when you said you had a lot of meditation journey and you've come to Gudakesha, so anything significant, any differences between, just not differences, I mean just your experiences in a couple of in a few words.
Yeah, actually, yeah. So the thing is, I was in a quest of myself, like querying about thing. And one thing is, I was thinking about Vipassana. Vipassana is a long meditation, but Gudakesha is something is very new. Actually, I never heard of that particular thing. So, and I fascinated with the knowledge, like night is conducive for meditation. That is really opened up my eyes suddenly. Oh yeah. So we are wasting, or we are just being very unconscious and sleeping in the night and the thing. So how rishis, munis, they use the night time as the this thing for their development and for their consciousness. Still, it is a wonderful journey. I'm just exploring myself, but it is I am, but I was like this from the sleep to the light sleep. Even the smartwatch is given. Even I have a discussion with Kamaljeet ji and on the other day about the how light sleep, deep sleep, and how the awareness comes. And even I just want having a difference between a deep sleep and deep meditation, how that is the difference, all those things. So it is a wonderful experience. Those things is happening, and uh, I hope I'll get those answers and experience as I do more. That is the thing.
Magesh, we're all on the same path, and really,
Yeah.
sir is back and it's a kind of research. Sir is also doing a lot of research around this and giving us all that information. And I'm glad, like, we're all we've caught up with this one basically and trying to understand the technology behind it and adapting it and using it, or I mean, and sharing the information and learning together.
Yeah.
Thank you once again for sharing your wisdom and your experiences with us.
Yeah, thank you
so much.
Mani,
Yes.
if it is okay. I was actually, first of all, Magesh, excellent topic. I think the topic that you chose is very relevant. Yeah. Because some of the things like fear, anxiety, anger, I think the very basic of emotions, most of us are dealing with one of the other, if not more of them at the same time. Yeah. So it was a very, very relevant topic that you chose, and you explained it and rounded it off very, very well. And I will just like to share some of the things that have helped me, because it could be different for everyone. I was just trying to articulate my thoughts all this while when Madhviji also is asking certain questions. And so I like I had a lot of anger. Generally, my anger would be very mercurial, so it will not last, but it will come very fast. And once I give into it, the person at the receiving end will not know what has hit them, but it will subside also very fast. So once it subsides, I will again get the clarity. I will mostly be very apologetic after that. But the damage is done, yeah. And then it is not in my hands, the damage that has been caused to the other person. And we have no control over how they are able to cope with it. Yeah. So in 2 or 30 seconds of anger, if I really hurt them badly, even like a lifetime of apology will not be able to wipe it off, because both have different impact. Yeah, maybe they are more sensitive towards anger than they are towards an apology. Yeah. So first thing is, it is like it's like an arrow that has gone out of the bow, and now we have no control what damage it does. Yeah, we let it go with all the strength, and we have no control over the damage it does. So just today itself, generally, my parents are here, and I was just talking to my mom, and she was actually complimenting me in saying that it seems the meditation has done a lot of good for you. Your anger is maybe only 5% of it is left as compared to how you were earlier. Right? Because what happens is, most of the times our impatience and anger, it is most visible, and it comes out to the people whom we love most, because we take them for granted. Yeah? With the mostly with strangers or people we don't know well, we extend more sort of courtesy. Yeah, we have boundaries, and then but with the loved ones, I think the filters are down, so they are able to know us very, very well. So any feedback that we get from them is, I think, the most honest of the feedback. Yeah, and they have no reason also to sugarcoat it. So, but what has helped me, I was reflecting as you were sharing it, and when Madhvi ji was asking certain questions. So one of the things that happens in meditation is, we develop self-awareness. We develop awareness. We are more aware about ourselves. Yeah. So there was a phase where it looked like, am I getting more angry as I have started meditation? That was not the fact. I was always angry like that. Yeah. I had just become more aware of it. Earlier, maybe 6 out of 10 times, I might not be aware till a particular threshold is reached. But I started becoming more sensitive and more aware of when the anger started to creep in, which is what I think Karthikeyan was trying to explain. Because if you are aware, you know when the emotion is kicking in, and by the time we have actually reacting or responding, it has passed. Yeah, and we are only playing out the remnants of it. It has come and gone. Yeah, it has come and gone. It is almost like somebody has slapped us and moved away, and we are feeling the sting and we are reacting to it. So that is what the awareness makes the difference. And how that awareness comes, as we meditate more, we become aware because everything else is quiet. Our inner emotions start to come up. Yeah. And the idea is that we have to observe them. We don't have to have any opinion about them. We have to embrace, like any other energy, that is also an energy. Even though its basic nature might start as, it might have negative concoctions, there is always a opportunity to turn it into a positive energy. Yeah. If people who are, for example, if people who are into physical activity or sports or any kind of martial arts, they can actually take out the anger and convert it into a physical activity, which is a positive outcome. Yeah. Prabodh Master also has given many examples of when as he overcome the anger, how he converted this energy, maybe put it into reading, gaining knowledge, reading books, yeah, preparing for whatever exams or those kind of things. So as any other energy, it can be channelized into something else, but that again, to an extent, remains a theory. What happens when we are in the heat of the moment? What the meditation still allows it allows us to become aware of it much sooner than later. Yeah. Then that means it offers us a choice. Yeah. Rather than blindly give into it, it offers us a choice. Yeah. And with practice, what happens is, so how it will happen in practice is at times we will start giving into it, but we will arrest ourselves sooner than later. Yeah. So coming back to Sanjayji's example, I might be very tempted. I might start drafting a nasty response. Yeah. But midway, I will very soon get a understanding. Is it really required? Yeah. Maybe what I will do is I will type a really shitty mail and then I will junk it. Yeah. By that time, the emotion is gone. Yeah. So these are some of the practical ways. But what that awareness actually leads us, if we are really tuned into it, it allows us to distinguish between two things. It allows us to distinguish between the fact whether it is I am angry or am I the one who is feeling the anger. And that is the window of opportunity to take ourselves out of it. I am not angry. Yes, I am feeling anger. It is an emotion within me. But this comes with practice, and the sadhana allows us that level of awareness to be able to, sort of grasp it in the moment. So that is what, and over a period of time, we actually don't even find reasons to be angry, because as you get more into it, you realize that it is all our play of ego. That is how our ego sort of, because it is very insecure. The ego is a very insecure thing. So every time it feels threatened, it will keep up this kind of emotions, saying that I am hurt, I am angry, or whatever it is. But certain things, which I try to do in workplaces, mostly if you know that you are going into conversations, you are going to be interacting with certain characters or certain situations where the flaring points will come up, I keep reminding myself of a couple of two things when that happens. It is not about me, it is not about me, it is not about me. Just saying that is enough. Yeah. Saying that is enough. It looks like a really stupid thing, but it works. Yeah, it is not about me, it is not about me, it is not, because the thing is, we start giving ourselves too much importance. It looks like everything people are saying is somehow meant as a slight to us. So in workplace it comes in different ways, but people are just being people. What is coming out of their mouths or whatever is actually a reflection of the pain that they are suffering inside. they are not able to process their pain, so they are trying to hurt or be hurtful. Yeah. So actually, once we start understanding, then at times I have I have seen myself, when I look at it that way, I have seen myself actually smiling, having a smile towards them, because it is actually, you pity them, because what is coming out is an unprocessed pain that they have. They don't know how to process it, so the easiest way is to hurt the other person. Yeah. And then coming to the bigger picture, how on an ongoing basis we sort of handle it, which was some bits about the sanskaras, the karmas, and all that. So what has worked for me is fear, anger, and insecurity are the very, very basic of the emotions that every human will have. Yeah. Fight, flight, freeze, whatever they are. Yeah. So we will have this. And then the one common antidote to all of this is actually love. In meditation, as you practice love towards yourself, love towards others, you allow the love to take over. All these things start to disappear. So rather than, if we are having something where an old situation is still playing in our mind, it is still hurting us, we are not able to let it go. Yeah. That is the thing, is we are not able to feel love either for ourselves or for the other persons involved in that situation, even though it is past, it has gone. Yeah, it is gone, dead and buried. So it is important to forgive ourselves if we were not at our best, to forgive others because maybe they were not at their best. Yeah. And just love is one of the biggest antidotes to all this the basic of the emotions. Is some of the things that I had started experimenting, I still experiment, and that seems to have brought a lot of peace to me. I'm not saying this is the only way, but this is the one of the learnings that I got, and this is again one of the learnings which I think any of you who would have read Thousand Seeds of Joy, these are certain very, very clear calling out in those in that book as well. That love is one of the most powerful and of the energies that is out there, with an amazing, most amazing healing power. So these are some of the things that have helped me cope with it. Still, there are situations where you will get caught up in it. If you get caught up in it, the thing is, most of the times we are able to, now I am able to say it in a way which passes the message, but it is not personal to the other people. At least my intent is not for it to be personal to the other people. If they still end up taking it, it is their journey. But it does not leave us with any remnants of that, because we are very clear in heart that our intent was not to hurt, and we were trying to just call out as it was. And these emotions are also not to be denied. Denying these emotions will only make them build up more and more. Yeah. So if we don't acknowledge our anger, if we suppress it, it will come out as fear, it will come out as anxiety, it will come out as some physical ailment, because it has to find a way to come out. So these are certain things that I realized. But yes, at the very core, as we go on meditating, we become aware at a very quicker level. As we become aware, we have an early warning system that is available to us. We might not always be able to tap into it. We will still be able to give in because we are all human beings. But our success rate increases with time. Mm. That was some of the things that I wanted to share, but it was an excellent topic and very thought-provoking talk. So thank you very much for that.
Thank you, Thomas.
Thank you, Magesh ji and Kamaljeet ji, Sanjay ji, and for the clarification, and Karthikeyan ji. Thank you. Because nowadays everyone will go on the stage, so we don't know how to handle that in different phases. Thank you very much. So, do you know any book regarding this? Will you suggest any book?
It is wonderful psychology. Actually, it's all about psychology only, about handling emotions. Uh, the uh, the idea is like rather than going very deep, like we are all experiencing practically in our life these emotions, and the uh, treatment we are already doing, that is the spiritual journey which we are doing, and we are doing all the meditations and all the techniques. When we go in, do more sadhana and do our more spiritual wisdom sharing and getting this thing, this is the only remedy for getting these angers and other things. But there are lot of studies, scientific studies about anger management. Everything is there. So yeah, so if you can take anything. If you want to learn scientifically, you can read, or you can just go with spiritual knowledge.
Can I just add? There's a difference between being good and being sensible. So what I mean is, if we all try and be sensible with a little bit of empathy, I think that goes a long way. That generally diffuses most situations and generally helps you calm back down and be one with yourself again. That's what I tend to find.
Definitely, Sanjay. Definitely. Yeah, just I'm trying to take all the inputs. It's not able to speak actually. It's they're simple things, but very effective, as you say. Like, just take a step back, be sensible, have empathy, see oneness. When you have the oneness, as Gita Ji told the other day, and Master always says, you see yourself in others, and others are always the same as you. So that diffuses the anger also to a certain extent. Stay calm for a while before responding. Karthikeyanji also mentioned the amazing point, like, accept it, and move on. Don't react immediately. Be aware. Amazing session, friends. I really appreciate each and everybody from the bottom of my heart. Thank you so much. Yeah, friends, let me move on to the night meditation now. It's been a long session, but very useful session, I would say. So take a 2-minute break, and then we will come back for the night's meditation. Thank you. Magesh, once again.